price of staying awake. Part 1. The coffee cup. Whispers run as I lift it to my lips. I set it down carefully, watching steam curl into shapes that almost resemble letters. Outside the diner window, the city breathes, neon signs flickering in patterns that feel intentional, like Morse code I should understand but can't. A woman passes by, then passes again 3 minutes later, wearing a different coat. Same face, same purposeful stride. Different color, first red, then blue, then something I don't have a word for. I've been awake for. The thought slips away like oil on water. My name is Maren. I know this the way you know things in dreams, with absolute certainty and no evidence. My reflection in the coffee's dark surface shows someone I almost recognize. There's a weight in my chest that feels like memory trying to become solid. Something I did, or didn't do, or haven't done yet. The waitress refills my cup without my asking. Her name tag reads soon. You should go, she says, but her lips don't move. When I blink, she's gone. When I blink again, she's back, and the clock on the wall has jumped backward 7 minutes. I leave exact change on the table coins that hum against my fingertips and step outside into air that tastes of copper and anticipation. The sidewalk beneath my feet pulses with a rhythm I feel in my bones. Tick, tick, tick. Not the ticking of a clock. Something older. Something counting down. The streetlights bend toward me like curious animals. That's when I see her, or him, or it. Standing beneath a flickering marquee across the street, myself. Same leather jacket. Same mess of dark hair. But this version's eyes hold galaxies of weariness I don't remember earning. She raises one hand, not a wave, a warning. Then she steps backward through the theater wall and disappears, leaving only a shimmer where matter forgot how to be solid. Part 2. I find myself running, though I don't remember deciding to run. The city reshapes itself around me. Buildings lean at impossible angles. Windows reflecting scenes that haven't happened yet, or happened too many times. A street vendor sells newspapers with headlines that change as I read them. Woman forgets everything becomes everything. Forgets woman becomes. She was never supposed to wake up. A door appears in the middle of a brick wall. It's painted that impossible color again, the one that shouldn't exist, but does. A shade somewhere between violet and the sound of distant thunder. The door has no handle, just a keyhole that breathes. I touch it. My hand goes through like water. Don't, says a voice that comes from everywhere and nowhere. My voice, but processed through static and years I haven't lived. Not yet. You're not ready to see. See what? What you paid to forget. The other me materializes beside me, but not quite solid, more like a projection bleeding through from a parallel frequency. Up close, I can see she's not just older. She's more. Like someone photocopied too many times until the image became something other than the original. You keep calling me she, I say. But you're standing right here. I'm not here. I'm 17 minutes ahead, or behind. Time's gotten confused since you, she stops, flickers. Since we broke something, the ticking grows louder. I realize it's not coming from outside. It's inside my skull, in the space between thoughts. What did I break? She looks at me with something like pity. The agreement. You were supposed to forget. That was the price. But some part of you kept fighting to remember. And now, she gestures at the bending light, the stuttering reality. Now the seams are showing. A man walks past us, pushing a shopping cart full of clocks. Each one shows a different time. Each one is ticking out of sync. I need to show you something, future me says. But you have to promise you won't try to stop it. Stop what? The ending. The only way this can end. She reaches out her hand, both there and not there, and touches my forehead. The world inverts. Part 3. I'm in a room I've never seen that I recognize completely. White walls. A window showing a sky the wrong color. A woman in a chair, me in the chair, hooked to machines that hum with that same anticipatory frequency. Wires like spider silk connecting my skull to a device that looks like it's dreaming. This is where you are, future me says behind me. Really are. Everything else, the city, the diner, the whispers, it's all in here. She taps my temple. You're in a coma, Maren. Have been for 3 years, 2 months, and 16 days. The ticking intensifies. No, I say, because some truths are too heavy to lift. This is the dream. Out there. Out there, you drove your car through a red light you didn't see because you were awake for 70 hours straight, chasing a deadline that meant nothing, and you hit a school bus. Her voice cracks. 23 children, 4 dead, 2 with permanent injuries. The rest traumatized for life. The room tilts. I grab for something solid, but find only air. The guilt should have killed you, she continues. Maybe it did, in all the ways that matter. But your brain, brilliant, broken thing, built this labyrinth to hide in. Every time you get close to remembering, reality resets. Protects you from the truth. I look at myself in the chair. Machines breathing for a ghost. The doctors think you can't wake up. Your family visits every Sunday, reads to you, begs you to come back. But you won't. Because waking up means facing what you did. Then why are you here, I ask. Why show me? Because I'm not from your future. She steps closer. I'm from your alternative. A version of you from a timeline where you chose different. Where you stayed awake one more night to finish that fucking project. I'm here because the multiverse is thinner than we thought. And your guilt is so massive, it's punching holes through reality. Your refusal to wake is creating gaps, places where consciousness leaks between worlds. The door appears again, the impossible color swirling. That door leads to a choice, she says. Through it, you can forget completely. Sink so deep into the maze that nothing can find you. Be Maren forever, wandering a city that whispers warnings, never understanding, never hurting. Safe in oblivion. Or you wake up, Face the parents who lost children because you couldn't admit you were too tired to drive. Face the survivor's guilt, the lawsuits, the nightmares. Live with what you did until the day you die. The ticking is so loud now, it feels like my skull is cracking. There's a third option, future me whispers. Let reality finish unraveling. Your consciousness is strong enough, twisted enough, that if you refuse both choices, if you just stay in this liminal space, you could tear the whole structure open. Let all the timelines bleed together. Create something new from the wreckage. That's insane. Is it worse than what you've already done? Part 4. I stand before the impossible door. Behind me, the white room with its beeping machines and the shell of who I am. Before me, the door that breathes. And below it all, spreading like cracks in ice, the gaps, places where the world's code shows through. I see them now, shimmering tears in the fabric of things. Through one, I glimpse myself at age 7, learning to ride a bike. Through another, I'm elderly, feeding pigeons in a park that doesn't exist. Through a third, I never existed at all, and the world spins on without Maren-shaped absence. The ticking resolves into a voice. Choose. What happens to them, I ask. The ones I hurt. Nothing changes for them, future me says. Not in their timeline. This choice is only about you. Whether you punish yourself, hide yourself, or transform yourself. I think about the coffee cup whispering warnings, the woman in the different coats, the city that breathes. All of it my mind's desperate architecture, building walls to keep the truth at bay. I think about the children. You want to know the real price of staying awake, future me says. It's that eventually you see everything clearly. Every mistake, every failure, every moment you can't take back. Unconsciousness is a mercy we rarely earn. I reach for the door. My hand touches that impossible color, the shade between violet and thunder. And suddenly, I understand. It's not a color from this world. It's the color of choice itself. The hue of free will when you strip away all the comfortable lies. Forgetting doesn't undo it, I say. No, waking up doesn't fix it. No, and tearing everything open just makes me a coward on a cosmic scale. Future me smiles sadly. Finally, you're starting to understand. I pull my hand back from the door, turn to face the room, the machines, the body breathing without consent. There's a fourth option, I say. I wake up, I face it. But I don't just live with the guilt, I do something with it. Spend every conscious moment I have left trying to balance the scales. Not to earn forgiveness, just to make the math less horrific. That's not how it works, future me says. Nothing you do will bring them back. I know you'll carry this weight until you die. I know every morning will be agony. Every night you'll see their faces. I know the ticking stops. The silence is devastating. Future me flickers. This is harder than forgetting. Forgetting is what got me here. This is harder than oblivion. I've tried oblivion. It just spreads. This is harder than anything you've ever done. Then I'll fail better than I did last time. She reaches out, and for the first time, her hand is solid. Warm, real. Okay, she says, let's go home. Part 5. I wake up. The hospital room is dim. Machines beep. My mother is asleep in a chair, face creased with 3 years of hopping. My throat is raw with disuse. My body is a stranger, but I'm here, present, awake. Through the window, I can see the city, the real city, with its ordinary lights and comprehensible geometry. No whispers, no warnings, no impossible colors. Except when I blink, I see it. The faintest shimmer at the edge of vision. A gap in the weave of things. A reminder that reality is thinner than we pretend. My mother stirs, opens her eyes, sees me awake. Her expression cycles through disbelief, joy, relief, and something else, a shadow of the question she'll eventually ask. Why now? Why did you finally come back? I'll tell her the truth eventually, all of it. But first, I'll learn to speak again, to move this body that forgot how to be mine, to live in a world where I'm the villain of someone else's story. The door to my room is ordinary, wood and hinges, no breathing, no impossible colors. But sometimes, late at night when the nurses change shifts, I see it shimmer, just for a moment. A reminder that the choice isn't made once, but remade every day. To face the unbearable, or to slip back into the beautiful labyrinth where nothing is real enough to hurt. I choose the hurt. Every morning, I choose it again. And somewhere, in the space between sleeping and waking, I swear I hear a familiar voice, my voice saying good. The ticking never quite goes away, but I've learned to use it as a metronome, marking out the rhythm of the only life I have left, one conscious breath at a time, until there are no breaths remaining. Outside, the city breathes its ordinary breath. Inside, I count the cost of staying awake. It's a price I'll spend the rest of my life paying. And maybe, just maybe, that's the only kind of redemption I was ever going to get. When the doctors review my case files later, they'll find something odd. For the entire 3 years I was comatose, my brain activity showed patterns consistent with REM sleep, but with one anomaly. Every 17 minutes, there was a spike, a moment of hyperactivity that looked like someone trying to solve an impossible equation. They never figured out what I was calculating, but I know I was counting the cost of 1 more minute asleep versus 1 more minute awake. And somewhere, in a city that might be real, or might be the dream I'm still having, a coffee cup whispers to no one. She finally heard us. She finally understood. The price of staying awake isn't the waking. It's everything that comes after.